Good morning, this is Nina from the Forgotten Bookshop Girl, and I thought I'll do a quick chat about image transfers. I've got a workshop coming up on the 24th of February, which is a tape transfer, parcel tape image transfer workshop. I had lots of people asking me about, so what is image transfer, what does it mean, how do you transfer images with parcel tape? And it's really true, if you haven't been able to do any image transfer, it's quite difficult to kind of know or understand what it's all about. So basically, image transfer means that you're transferring or moving an image from one medium to another, and then you're using a substance or something that helps you move the image from this one medium to the other. And I've got a few examples here, but then we're going to talk about the parcel tape transfers. Let's just quickly do these. These are transfers that have been done with acrylic paint. And basically what the images came from, let me just grab this, mostly just from catalogues, magazines, children's books, ones that you're happy to cut up and use. And so basically, let's say I wanted to transfer the image of this lady, and this came sort of from the same catalogue. I would probably come up with something like this result. So not only do you transfer an image, but it changes. It is difficult. It's different. So with this one, this is obviously a photograph, but in this one, it has almost like a painted element to it. And then again, with this one, which is the same image, this was a copy of the original, and again this came out quite sort of differently, and the colours are a little bit different. So there are lots of ways you can play with it. And just to give you a few more examples, you can do all sorts of things. These are all transferred onto book pages. And then again, this is another one, came from just another catalogue that just came through the letterbox, something that you might ordinarily just dump in the bin. And then you can start playing around with it. So I gave some of the model's wings. And the other thing is, you kind of never really know what the outcome of your image transfer is going to be, and that's kind of the exciting bit about it. It's really playing with the medium and just see what you end up with. It can always be different. And then I said that you can use images from children's books. So this is what these are. This is another one from a catalogue. Then this one hasn't been, it is waiting to be mounted. But this is another one, an image from a children's book. And this is something else. Again, this is a photocopy that has been transferred. And again, you can see they have all sorts of different, they all look a little bit different. But now to get, oops, everything is falling off my table there. Just to get back to the workshop I'm going to do on Saturday. As I said, it's transfer using parcel tape. What I mean is just this tape. But it has to be clear tape. It can be the thin one, the sellotape, or the wider one. This is what we're going to use. And we're going to use the same kind of images as, again, magazine. It can be from books. It can be from newspapers. You can use something else. You can use is gift wrap, napkins. The only thing you can't use is prints from just inkjet printers. If you're doing prints, you would have to either photocopy, or if you have a laser printer, that would work. Then just to show you, this is a tape transfer. And let me just show you a few I've got here. Again, these are the transfers, and they look kind of really, really delicate. And there's another one. It's almost like holding a negative in your hand, even though it's not a negative. And I know you can hardly see anything on this, but let me just get some paper, because then you can start put it back on them. And for example, if we went with this one, which is quite faint, the moment we're putting it on a background, we can actually see the image again. And then it's, you know, we're almost creating a black and white photograph, even though this image came from a magazine. It was a black and white magazine, black and white image, but you know, you're adding this kind of vintage feel photography look to it. And the same with the one, we can, there we go. Well, this is actually a copy of an old photograph that was in a magazine. I believe it was the National Trust magazine. And what I can do is, if I put it on kind of like more of an off-white paper, I can create something that looks like an old photograph. So that, again, there are lots of things you can do with the image transfers. And I keep going on about the Polaroids, or creating fake Polaroids, because I know that all of a sudden, so like Polaroids are kind of really fashionable again. But you know, not everybody has a camera, and you don't actually need one, because all of these have been made in the same way. They are all parcel tape transfers. Again, I just chose images from magazines, and then I created a frame that looks like a Polaroid. And for this one, I put this on a not on a white background, but on a background that looks like a written letter. So that's something else, for example, you can do. And can you imagine if kind of like these weren't images from magazines, but let's say from your last holiday or family photographs? So all you would need to do is, you can print them out on your inkjet printer, but then you would have to take them, let's say, to the library and photocopy them, and then the photocopies you can use to create parcel tape transfers of your photograph. Then something else I like to do is I like to use them as stickers in my journal. This is a sticker I created, and I think I've got another one. Yeah, I've got one right here, and they're made exactly the same way, and they are really a lot of fun to create. This is an image transfer done with acrylic paint. And then I've got something else in here. This has been created with packing tape transfers as well. I think this image came from the Country Living magazine, as far as I can remember. And I just put it onto some sheet music, and you can just about see the sheet music kind of like peeking through there. So there really are lots of things to be done with packing tape transfers. Yeah, that's one other thing. This is something else I created. I really liked the patterns. I think it was just a row of blouses in a magazine, and so I just took this image transfer and then it just fitted really well onto this tin, and so I decided to create a tin or container for my pencils, and I think that worked out quite well. Okay, so I hope that this gave you more of an idea of what the image transfer workshop is all about, and the kinds of things that or projects you can create or do in the workshop. If you've got any more questions, just drop me a line and I'll be happy to answer any queries, and I hope to see you in my workshop. Okay, have a lovely day. Bye.